Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Angelic Hierarchy by Pseudo-Dionysius. This book is roughly 110 pages. The author of this book identifies himself as Dionysius, and this book was written around the end of the 5th century. Please note this was not written by the actual Dionysius, who is the Athenian convert in Acts chapter 17 verses 34. This was like the equivalent of the author being a fan of Dionysius, so he gave him the name. My review of this book is as follows. Simply put, I really enjoyed this book because it was short and it was about angels. You could tell pretty early on that the author of this book was highly philosophically trained, specifically in Platonic philosophy. So if you don't want to get bogged down in some of the heavy philosophy, my recommendation might be to skip the first 2 chapters. I love that he outlines each choir of angel, the angels that make up each choir, and the characteristics of each of those angels. I first stumbled onto this author because of St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas, in some of his works, when referencing angels, cites Pseudo-Dionysius. That's pretty heavy praise from the Angelic doc. Also, I wanted to provide some background that in terms of the different hierarchies, there's like 2 schools of thought. Each school of thought has an association with St. Michael specifically. The first school of thought holds that St. Michael is of the highest choir of angels. The second school of thought holds that St. Michael the Archangel is of the lowest choir of angels. The second is where Dionysius puts St. Michael. So you might be wondering, why is this even important? Let's not forget the battle that took place between St. Michael and the devil. I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story? The idea that one of the weaker angels defeats the strongest angel, it just makes that victory so much sweeter for God. But also keep in mind, to my knowledge, this is not something that has been defined by the Catholic Church, so you're free to hold either the first school or the second school of thought. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a blessed day.